I can select any of those and click Go View, and then bam, I'm there. Assembly top, Go View, bam, I'm on the top. Screws, Go View, bam, I'm at the right place. So this way I can switch from one view to the other in a fraction of the time. Hey, what's up guys? Jeremy here. Today I have 5 tips for you on how to improve the way you navigate in RoboDK 3D environment. We're going to start slow and simple, but I have a tips towards the end that has the potential to be a game changer for some of you. And it's not the kind of feature that you would generally find by just looking around the software. Okay, let's go. First, navigating in RoboDK is fairly intuitive. If you press the scroll wheel, you can move the station left or right, up and down. And if you press the right click, you can rotate in any direction. You will notice that every time you press the right click, you will see a blue dot appearing on your screen. So just right here in this case. This is the center of rotation. If your mouse was over an empty space of your station, the dot will appear right in the center of the screen. And if your mouse was, let's say, over one corner, a part of the part, or let's say this corner here, this will now become your center of rotation. So maybe this corner of the station, or maybe this piece of the conveyor. So those are the basics. If you want to zoom in and out, you can simply use your scroll wheel up and down to move forward and backward by a little increment, so little steps. Here's my first tip. If you press the scroll wheel and hold it the same way as you would do to move the station or the view around, and if you press the right click once and you release it, but you keep the scroll wheel pressed down, you can now move the mouse up and down to zoom in and out, but with a more, let's say, in a more fluid way, in a faster way. I personally use this method all the time. It's simply better, especially if you're working in tight spaces. Second tip is a very important one. I'm pretty sure that some of you will have experienced this issue in the past. Let's say that you need to zoom in very closely on a small object. So let's say the Game Boy here. So if I zoom in, let's say that I want to inspect those little red buttons here. And as I start to come closer, at some point, what's going on? Like half of my part is just gone. What's happening? It's a bit inconvenient. No problem here. It's just a parameter and it's a super easy fix. So if you go to Tools and then Option, you can go to Display, and under Camera View, you have the near far plane. In this case, the near plane is what we are after. I generally placed it at 5 millimeters. You can already see the difference here. It will work and you will avoid any clipping in your image. So before I forget, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way you won't miss any new tip or any new feature. Okay, the next one ain't really a tip. It's more of a little improvement we added recently. You always had access to those little two buttons here. So Fit All, that will simply reframe your station, and Isometric View, which will reframe and give you an isometric view. But what about, let's say, front, side, or back view? Before this version, you had to right-click the toolbar, and then you need to activate the View Extended. That would give you those options here. But it's a bit clumsy, it takes a lot of space, so I don't really like it. But now, if you just go on the side of the isometric view, you have a little arrow where you can reach the exact same options just right here. So that's pretty great. Okay, third tips is for those who already use another, let's say, 3D software. So maybe you already use Mastercam or SolidWorks on a daily basis, and you would prefer not having to change the way you navigate from one software to the other, as this can become quickly confusing and honestly very inefficient. So if you go to Tools and then Option, and in General, you have the mouse 3D navigation style. By default, you have RoboDK, but you have the options to change for other well-known software. Tip number 4, and this one is very important. If you go again in Display, under Camera View, you will find the Keep Rotation Aligned. Generally, I would recommend having this option activated as it simplifies the 3D navigation in general. While you rotate, it will keep things aligned and smooth. but it can also be very limiting. So I'm going to show you that. Let's go inside the station. Let's say that I would like to have this piece of the robot here, like horizontal in my screen, and with this piece, this flat part here in front of me. So if I try, I'm gonna try, and honestly, I know it's almost impossible. No matter how hard I try, I won't be able to have it, let's say, flat in front of me. So what I can do is simply go to Tools and then Option, and then Display, and remove the Keep Rotation Line. Click OK. Select the middle of the surface here, and just like that, I can rotate and have this part flat and straight vertically in front of me. So this is really cool. Okay, now for the fifth and last tip. And this one can be a huge one for some of you, honestly. If you work in a station like this one, you will generally spend a lot of time looking at a handful of views. So maybe you will have a view like this looking at the assembly, maybe a view from the top looking at the assembly, and I don't know, maybe let's say a third one where you look at the feeder here, the screw feeder, and you need to be positioned somewhere like this. While you're, let's say, creating your targets, creating your motion, you will be scrolling from one view to the other, and then it takes some time, and you need to realign yourself, and you're not always, let's say, exactly the same way as you were before. And it can be a bit complex and especially time-consuming and tiring to do that. But what if you could just record some view and go back to those one after the other? So that would be awesome. And there's a way to do that. So if you simply go to Tools and then App List here, you can activate the camera view here option. So you double click on the no, it becomes yes, click OK. It will bring you this little option right here. If you click on it, it will bring this little window here that you can expand, and it says Manage Views. So let's put ourselves in a view that we would like to record. So let's say this one here. I'm gonna click on Add View, change the name, so maybe Assembly Side. Click OK. I'm gonna do the same for maybe one top view, so maybe this one here, just a bit farther from the side. Okay, add view, change name, assembly top, click OK, and let's go for the third one with the screws, so maybe something like that. Add view, and then screws. Click OK. Now that I have those three views recorded, I can select any of those and click Go View, and then bam, I'm there. Assembly top, Go View, bam, I'm done the top. Screws, Go View, bam, I'm at the right place. So this way I can switch from one view to the other in a fraction of the time, and I'm sure that I'm exactly positioned the same way as I recorded it a few seconds ago. So this is very, very cool. No more lost time moving from one spot to the other. Like I said in the intro, I don't think that most people will find that feature by themselves. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe you did find it, and if you did, just let me know in the comment. I want to know who's pushing the software a bit more. And last thing before we leave, this also works when the simulation is actually running. So maybe I'm gonna go for the isometric view. I'm gonna launch the main program. Everything will initialize itself, and I can go assembly side, go view, bam, it will still work. Top view, go view from here. This is perfect, but let's go for that go view. That's pretty cool. One last thing, that you can also use the move view. So go view will teleport the view to the new location. Move view will simply move the view. So if I go, let's say, to move view assembly top, like this, assembly top, just like that. So that may be interesting if you're doing some screen capture of your station for a client demo and you would like to record some cool camera motion. That can be a very interesting thing to do, to be honest. Okay, that's pretty much everything for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss any future content. That being said, have a great day, guys.